suggesting to Daryl that they go fool around in episode 1. Were you prepared for that?
Yeah, I was prepared. I like the situation with Daryl and Carol now. Like, it's two damaged people that kind of gravitate towards each other for all these different reasons. And I really don't ever want to play Daryl like he has any game whatsoever.
Yeah.
You know? But
well, I remember at Comic-Con you were telling us you kind of hoped he wasn't going to go in the love interest direction, but it's so cute, the two of them together.
Yeah, but it's cute. Like, shut up. You know,
Yeah.
I like playing him like that.
Poor hair.
We were talking about having a spin-off, and it's Daryl and Carol living in Central Park. And all the squirrels are going missing, so Bloomberg's putting out announcements that the squirrels are disappearing, and we have sort of a still, is that what we call it, where you make your own alcohol, and tourists come by and we try to charge them money, like, what are you looking at, that kind of thing. But we have a theme song that goes, Carol is sterile and Daryl is feral, a match made in hell. So you never know, maybe that'll happen.
Wow. Hopefully Merle will not be a part of this spin-off series.
You never know. You never know where that big brother of mine's going to show up.
And he's going to show up in episode 3. Do you know anything about that storyline? Because it doesn't involve you just yet.
Well, I know because I read the scripts, but Daryl doesn't know he's around, so he finds out in sort of a dramatic way.
Yeah. I imagine that's going to be. He's going to take that pretty hard.
Well, I keep saying he's kind of like my drunk uncle at a Christmas party. It's like, man, shut up, man, shut up. But he's stepping on a lot of toes. A lot of toes are being stepped on this season, and the threat's sort of inside more than it is outside this season. So he comes back in a big, mean, Merly way.
You were part of the scene with Herschel's leg. Were you surprised by the reaction to it? It was crazy.
Well, when we were shooting it, we were just like, oh man, that's so gross, because during Rick's last chop, there was actually like a chop sound, and then it just separated, and we were like, whoa. So I don't know, Greg's so good. His whole team is so good at that. So, and poor Scott, he had to scream like a baby all day long. I thought he was gonna pass out.
Right. Apparently he fell asleep. That's what I heard. A couple of times.
A couple of times. Yeah.
So finally, I'm sure you've been asked this already, but...
Who told you he fell asleep?
I read it.
He falls asleep sometimes, yeah. Scott's one of my favorite people in the world. That guy's amazing.
So finally, last Monday, the numbers came in for the show. Season 3, huge. How did that make you guys feel? Where were you? And
I got an email. I got a mass email that was sent to all of us saying, yay, we did a thing. But I don't know, we're still shooting, so I don't want to get too wrapped up in it. And it's like...
But you're on Twitter, so, people must have been tweeting you like crazy, your mailbox flooding.
I get a lot of tweets, I like the Twitter thing, I got a lot of tweets and a lot of congratulations and stuff, but I don't know, we're still filming, so I don't want to get too excited. It's like when you go to Comic-Con, everybody's like, woo, you're like, and you go back to work the next day, you're like, okay, everyone just relax,
No time
this
crunch.
is a horrible world.
Your son is even cooler now. You told us at Comic-Con that your son, his friends asked, is your dad Daryl Dixon? And he's a little bit cooler now, so.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of big kid love at school, but at New York Comic-Con, I don't know how many people were there, 3,000, 5,000 or whatever, but I had him stand up in the audience. His mom brought him to Comic-Con, so I had him stand up and we all sang happy birthday. And I thought he was going to kind of like do this and hi, but he sort of went like this, like, yeah, it's my birthday, it's my birthday, It was really cute.
Does he want to be in the show?
And the introduction of
he could make him a zombie.
He said that in the beginning, and I was like, you know what, that's like 5 hours of makeup, it's really hot, you're going to be laying on the hot cement, it's going to stink, I don't know how our people do that, and we have a group of people that are zombies over and over and over again, so they really get into it. But I know my kid; he'd be like, "Get me out of here," So.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Plus, I'd have to kill my son.
That
would stink.
Unless he killed you.
I love the storytelling.
That would stink worse.